So tomorrow I'm heading to Spain for the San Sebastian FIlm Festival, which runs from the 20th to the 28th of September. It's the first time I've been, so I'm really excited, especially because it's got such a really good lineup of films. So here are the films that I'm most looking forward to seeing while I'm there. So first up is Prisoners, which is a crime thriller that centres on the abduction of two young girls and the race against time to try and save them. It stars Hugh Jackman as one of the fathers of the victims, and I've heard he's got a lot of an Oscar buzz going around this role. It's apparently a really gruelling performance from him, so I'm definitely excited to see that. He's normally quite cheery in his roles. He's lovely, he's fantastic. He could do anything and I would love him, but I'm really excited to see him in this role. It also stars Jake Gyllenhaal as Detective Loki. Now, I've got a bit of an issue with that because anyone who goes around calling himself Loki without the permission of Tom Hiddleston, I'm going to have a problem with. But you know, I'm willing to let it slide and see how he goes with it. But yeah, I've heard it's going to be a bit of a gruelling watch, so I'll have my hard heart on. But this is definitely one of the ones I'm excited to see. Next up is The Wind Rises by Masters of Japanese Animation Studio Ghibli. This is their latest film, and it's also the last film from legendary director Miyazaki, who is the man behind such things as Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle. These films have been such a massive influence on me, so seeing his last film will really, it'll be an eye-opener, it'll probably be a tearjerker, but it'll be an experience, that's for sure. So it got dark right now, for which I do apologise. I also have to apologise because we seem to have acquired a barking dog outside of my hotel room, which is annoying as hell. But anyway, we'll try and move past it. So number 3 on my films list is The Devil's Knot. This is the latest cinematic piece to focus on the tragic murders of 3 young boys in West Memphis, Texas quite a few years ago. I've been fascinated by this case and this story since I watched the films of the Paradise Lost series. These were a series of documentary films, so obviously this is going to be quite interesting because this is more of a dramatised piece, so I will be keen to see how they'll translate that onto film in that kind of format. It's a harrowing story. It always will be, but it stars a great cast. It's got Reese Witherspoon for one. She's always great. So, you know, I'm entering it with an open mind and I'm keen to see what they do with it. So next up is Dallas Buyers Club. Now, I for one find this whole scenario with Matthew McConaughey kind of intriguing. He's basically gone from the #1 rom-com sleazebag to a really credible talent basically overnight. He's had hits such as Mud and Magic Mike under his belt, but it's his role in Dallas Buyers Club which looks set to secure his place as an Oscar nominee. He plays the role of an HIV sufferer who's fighting for alternative medical treatments. It's really his piece de resistance, it seems. A completely new role for him. There's no doubt now that he's got the acting ability, so I'm really excited to see how this turns out on screen and what he does with it. Of course, I couldn't finish without talking about the film on everyone's lips at the moment, which is Gravity. It stars Sandra Bullock and George Clooney as a pair of astronauts who come into difficulty on a space mission, and it soon turns into a fight for survival. I trust in Alfonso Cuarón. I do. And I'm just so curious about this film. But one, it's in 3D. I'm always fascinated by 3D and what people are trying to do with it now because it seems to be a more credible thing in film festivals at the moment. We had a few films at the Cannes Film Festival which was shown in 3D, so I'm really interested to see what that brings to modern day cinema right now. Also, just the way it's presented, it feels very claustrophobic, very terrifying, mainly shot in one location if the trailer's anything to go by. It's so intriguing for me, and I can't wait to see what he does with this and whether the atmosphere that's portrayed in the trailer manages to keep up throughout the whole film. So I'd say this is probably one of the films I am most excited about. So there you go, just a few of the films that I'm really excited about during my time in San Sebastian. If you want to keep up with all of my festival ongoings, feel free to check out scriptsandscreens.com or feel free to follow me on Twitter over here.